in many ways. I have no qualification to speak, but somehow you all encourage me to speak and give me opportunities and discuss with me. That's my inspiration. That's where I go back and read through the subject to speak. So thank you for encouraging me for all these years. Um, so that is my Thanksgiving message. Now, regarding this Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, I'm sure we might have already covered the basics about the author and other things, but I'll just take like few seconds just to talk about who is the author, and then we'll go ahead into the chapter. Okay, so Sri Krishna Kaviraj Das Goswami is the one who wrote the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Krishna Das was his non-initiated name or the real name, but eventually, because he composed a beautiful, I forgot the name of the literature, he composed that literature. That's why he was glorified as Kaviraj. Kavi means a poet, the one who can write, the one who can express the um subject matter. So he was given a title of Kaviraj. So since then he was called as Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, and devotees Vaishnavas, in short, sometimes they call him as Kaviraj Goswami also. So these are the names, and he was very old when he was writing this Chaitanya Charitamrita, and lot of devotees say that this Chaitanya Charitamrita is very well composed, meaning it's not gonna take you to the loops here and there and different parts. No, it has a very nice streamline of chapters that come in sequence, so the reader can easily pass through. It doesn't, the reader doesn't have to have a like, no, he doesn't have to have like some references or anything like that to read through these chapters, because this is well written, um, to make everyone understand the subject matter very well. Uh, at the same time, if you think Srila Prabhupada and other Vaishnavas have mentioned that um, Chaitanya Charitamrita is like a master's degree, right? If you think uh, I mean, Bhagavad Gita is like a higher education, higher school education, and Srimad Bhagavatam is like, graduation, but post graduation or the master's degree, what you get is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So as we are starting from the beginning and fresh, we can all learn and go through the subject matter in deep, and this book itself is so good for us to give that platform and give some knowledge about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than the form of Radha and Krishna. All these details, whatever we speak about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, are in this book. So we will go through this, and Kaviraj Goswami has explained them very well. Okay, this is just the introduction. Now, if I go, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita generally has three parts: Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, and Antya Leela. Adi Leela is the childhood pastimes, Kaumara pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Um, and Madhya Leela is where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sannyas, like it's a middle age of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where he got sannyas and how he has spent his life in Jagannath Puri. And Antya Leela describes about a specific and crucial time um, of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where he was spending the time in Gambhira. So he this is a serious part of the conversations, like in a serious part of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows he has to wind up the pastimes, and that's where he wanted to be serious, and he wanted to give the right instructions. Meaning, like, he always gives right instructions, but what I'm trying to say is like he wants to give a serious instructions to the devotees at that point of time. So this all this khandas, or all these three sections of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are super important, and they're filled with nectarian stories and nectarian pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I'm sure you'll all enjoy the process. It will take some time, but we'll go slowly and steadily go through these three sections. Okay, but for today's class, we are just beginning with chapter 1 from Adi Lila. Okay, um, the spiritual masters. Okay, so let's read the first verse. Vande Gurun Isha Bhaktan Ishavataраkan Tat Prakashamscha Tat Shaktihi Krishna Chaitanya Samnakam. So basically, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual masters, the devotees of the Lord's incarnations, his plenary portions, his energies, and the primeval Lord himself, Lord Krishna Chaitanya. So this is where we always, yeah, just to give a background of this chapter, um, right? The spiritual masters. So why this chapter is the spiritual masters? Because whatever the knowledge what we acquire, right? We acquire from a guru or the spiritual master or the master. So when we acquire the knowledge from someone, when they're giving the knowledge, they're not expecting anything from you, right? They are giving it out freely. Then the duty of a disciple or the one who is learning the knowledge or who is grasping that knowledge is to be um, like it's not an easily formed knowledge, right? It's not like some class you attend, like some material class, you go to some coding C++ or Java, you do it and you're done. No, it's not like that. This knowledge is so divine, and there are not many people who are there to give this knowledge. This to give this knowledge, that there must have, like, there is a lot of it's a big process to go through to acquire this knowledge. So the devotees, in turn, like the disciples who are learning this knowledge, what they do is like they show their gratitude to Guru, and um, before imparting that knowledge to others, they go through this Mangala Charana means invoking the auspiciousness, right? So the invoking of auspiciousness comes in the form of that is also in one of the verses in this chapter. I don't want to hijack that portion, but I'll just give some synopsis, a little bit of it. So basically, you um, we remember and we glorify the gurus, the and Guru Parampara system, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and also their lordships, Sri Radha Krishna, in different forms, right? Radha Madan Mohan ji, Radha Gopinath, Radha Govind ji. So we give that. That is called as Mangalacharana. So this chapter is basically till the verse 14, specifically, um, Kaviraj Goswami is praying or giving his glorification, like expressing his glorification or gratitude to all these personalities in a sequence. After the 14th verse, he goes into detail of what he has glorified. So that's the beauty of his explanation. His sections are so beautiful. You can we can read through this, right? So that being said, here I offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual masters, the devotees of the Lord's incarnations, his plenary portions, his energies, and the primeval Lord himself, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So, what do you understand from this verse? Right? Lord's incarnations, his plenary portions, his energies, and primeval Lord himself, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, he is basically pointing it out to Panchatattva. So, Lord himself is Sri Krishna. Who is Panchatattva? We get all these details, but I'm just giving you some, like, little bit of summary here. Panchatattva, we have Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you see in the temple also, we have Panchatattva deities. So we have Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityanandaram, Sri Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, and Sri Vas Thakur, right? So he is glorifying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the primeval Lord, who is none other than Sri Radha Krishna, right? He is glorifying him. And before that, he glorified uh, um, his incarnation is uh, Nityananda Ram. From him, Sri Advaita is like none other than Mahavishnu, right? And then on the right side is Gadadhar Pandit, who is his devotee, and we have Srivas Thakur, who is a another devotee, Narada Muni, basically Narada Muni. So that's where he started it. Now again the second verse, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Now he's getting specific, right? Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and moon. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Ram are compared with the sun and moon, right? So Sri Nityananda Ram's they glorified is that yeah, they glorified Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Nitai Pada Kamalo Koti Chandra Sushitala. So that verse or that song was sung by Narottam Das Thakur, if I'm not wrong. So in that one he says that Nitai Pada Kamala. So the lotus feet of Nityananda Ram are compared to be the coolest and or the coolest uh, shelter for the devotees, right? They're like a Koti Chandra Shushitala, like crores and crores of millions of moons when they come together, the coolness or that warmth, that nice cool feeling that provides. Let's say you are in a very hot day, right, working under the sun, but when you reach to the lotus feet of Nityananda Ram, that the coolness is so good. You have that good feeling. You get that good feeling. So that's why Nityananda Ram is compared to the moon, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is compared to the sun here. Okay, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. He is praying to them, benediction. He is praying to them here, right? Requesting their benediction before he proceed. He here is Kaviraj Goswami, and he's saying that comparing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Ram as the sun and moon, and he is telling that they both have arisen. Why? Horizon, where did they simultaneously risen? They had simultaneously risen in the land called as Gauda. So Gauda is the area, um, is northeastern part of India, which is also called as Bengal, like West Bengal or East Bengal. All these were Bengal. So this part is called as Gauda. Okay, so they have arisen there, and we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born or appeared in Mayapur Dham. So all these are near and around Calcutta area. Okay, so why did they appear? They appeared to dissipate the darkness of ignorance. What was the ignorance? At that point of time, there was a lot of confusion, and a lot of people have moved away from Krishna Bhakti, right? So they started following different actually, the whole Vrindavan part, the India, they have forgotten the Krishna's pastimes, how Krishna appeared, where he appeared, and when the devotees lose the bhakti or devotion, so what happens? So what happens is that they'll move away from the bhakti. They'll fall into the trap of Kali. So Kali Yuga. So to relieve them, to get them out of this Kali Yuga, out of the miseries of Kali Yuga, they appeared. So to dissipate when you are going closer to sorry, when you are moving away from Krishna, you are moving to the darkness, right? When you are closer to Krishna, you're basically going towards the light. So when we are moving to the darkness, these two personalities, they appeared as sun and moon who project light, and they dissipate the darkness of Kali. So this is the meaning he wants to say, and he's taking their blessings before he proceed with the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now the third verse, what the Upanishads describe as the impersonal Brahman is but the effulgence of his body, and the Lord known as the super soul is but his localized plenary portion. Lord Chaitanya is the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, full with six appearances. He is absolute truth, and no other truth is greater than or equal to him. This is a nice verse. Yadadvaitam Brahmo, yeah, Brahmopanishadi tadapi yasya tanubha. Anyway, so the translation is what the Upanishads describe as the impersonal Brahman is but the effulgence of his body. So, right, in the Upanishads, there is a description of impersonal Brahman, or light, or a glow and of this universe, right? The glow. So that glow, whatever the Upanishads explain, is nothing but or none other than the effulgence from the body, whose body we'll see later. Okay, effulgence of of his body. Who is he? We'll talk. And the Lord, known as a super soul, is but his localized planetary portion. So each and every living entity we have seen and we have read through the Bhagavad Gita that each and every living entity in this material world, they have another personality, like two birds sitting on a tree, right, on a branch of a tree. Similarly, that those are the explanations given. So if one bird is enjoying the activities of this material nature, the other bird is just watching and guiding. So the first bird is a living entity, the second bird is a super soul. So he's saying that, uh, and the Lord known as a super soul, we consider the super soul as a god, right? So that super soul is nothing but the localized planetary portion of the Lord himself. Which Lord? We'll talk. The same personality, right? Lord Chaitanya is a supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. Now he's saying that Krishna, whose effulgence is described in the Upanishads. Okay, that's the first thing he's explaining. And Krishna, whose plenary portion is appearing as a super soul, and the same Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead is Lord Chaitanya. That is the meaning of this verse, right? And this Lord Chaitanya is having full six appearances, same as Krishna. He is the absolute truth, and no other truth is greater than or equal to him. Right? So, absolute truth is a very important word. You might have already heard this word, but we have to ponder and really think what does it really mean, right? What is absolute truth? Absolute truth means uh, there is no he's always there, right? His meaning there is no false in there, right? If I'm saying I'm present today, I may not be present tomorrow. I may not be present. I was not here maybe like 50 years back. But absolute truth means something that the truth that is always there. There is no give and take. He's always there. It is there, right? And he is never false, meaning he never goes down in any way, right? So um, that is absolute truth. So and no other truth is greater than or equal to him. So if we count, if we say that there are some axioms and other things, they're true also. Like if someone says 2 + 2 is equals to 4, that is a truth. That is yeah, but it is not better than the absolute truth. Okay, because since no one knew about 2 + 2 or addition, it was not existing, but it has existed after you found that. Okay, after addition, like after the people got to know about addition and the two numbers and they have to add them kind of stuff, then they started to understand about then they proclaimed it as a truth. 2 + 2 equals to 4. But when he was not here, when that was not discovered, it was not there, right? When it was not invented, addition was not known to that knowledge was not there, no one knew. So that is the um that is just very rough example, but I'm just trying to say that Sri Krishna is the absolute truth, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than that same absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead, with full of six opulences, Bhagavan, right? So he's full of all the six opulences, and there is no so basically, Krishna has been represented into three forms, right? So what are the three forms? Brahman, in the form of a Brahman, which is an effulgence, and the second one is in the form of a super soul or Paramatma, and in the third form is his own original form, that is Sri Krishna himself. Okay, so that's where he is praying to that Lord, and he's proclaiming, Kaviraj Goswami is proclaiming that um, Krishna, who comes out in the three forms, on a broader level, he has in three forms that, like, devotees glorify Krishna in those three forms. So that same Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, that is the verse. Now, may the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. This is an important prayer. If you want to stand in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and if you want to give or glorify Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is one of the verses, right? Whatever the seva you do to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can read this verse. Anarpita charim chirat karunyavatyarna kalau samarpayitum unnatojjvala rasam svabhakti shriyam arihi purata sundara dhyuti kadamba sandipitaha सदा हृदय कंदरेश परतु वह सचिनंदना. So basically it says that he is the Sachinandana. Sachinandana means um, who Sachinandana means he is the dear son of Mother Sachi, like Yashodanandana is Krishna, who is a dear son of Mother Yashoda. Similarly, Sachinandana, Nandana means the one who gives pleasure to Mother Sachi. Okay, may the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Sachi, Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. Okay, so this is a prayer. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. So, molten gold. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, even though Krishna is in the bluish hue, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the golden form. So, golden form, they say it come. We will get through the details in this chapter, in this Adi Lila only. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so golden, so beautiful. But the question is like, why? If he is Krishna, why he has a golden texture or golden hue, golden luster in his body? So they say, Krishna, even though he's Krishna, his color he got it from Radharani. It's a combination of Radha and Krishna. All those details we'll get to know later. Okay, he has appeared in the age of Kali, that is Kali Yuga. We were like around 550 years back. He appeared by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before. So no other incarnation. Um, Kaviraj Goswami is proclaiming the importance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu um, has given something which no other incarnation has given. When Lord Krishna appeared, he instructed 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. He has showed how to live. He had showed how to perform Grasa Dharma uh, by setting his example in Dwaraka. He has showed how a disciple and a guru should be. And he has showed many other examples. He has showed so many examples that he is caring for the devotees. He was always there, right? Uh, now, he said, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Aham tvam sarva papyabhyam mokshayashrami masuchaha. So he said that just forget everything and just surrender unto me. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of you. I'll take care of your well-being. So Krishna's promised it in Bhagavad Gita. Then it comes. He realized that, okay, I promised it. I told them I'm going to take care of them, but how should I do it? Like, how should a devotee? Um, how should devotee accept it? So he wants to show that to everyone. So he came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. So he appeared in the age of Kali by causeless mercy to bestow with what no incarnation has ever uh, offered before. There are many incarnations that have happened. Lord Krishna himself came. Before that, Balramji. There are so many incarnations. Narsingadev, Varahadev, whole Satyuga. There were so many incarnations. Everyone has come to this material world to deliver for some purpose, but they haven't offered what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is offering to Kali Yuga. So, what is his offering? His offering is radiant, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving a most uh, sublime and a mellow, radiant mellow of devotional service, bhakti. He is going to show what is bhakti, how to perform bhakti, right? And the mellow of conjugal love. What is there are mellow means rasa, right? What is a devotional service? Bhakti. Bhakti is defined as devotional service. And what is the yeah, there are different rasas. So conjugal love is one of the rasas. So he came to show that to us. The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, previously they separated themselves. Now, these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. So this is the definition I was about to say in the previous verse, that Radha and Krishna, they are never a different personalities, they are the same. The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure potency. So Hadini Shakti of Lord is which or manifest the loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna. They're not different identities, they are the same identity. Okay. But what is Kaviraj Goswami saying here? Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, previously they separated themselves. So when were they separated themselves? The question is, when were they separated themselves? Radha and Krishna were saying they're one identity, but when did they separate?
When Krishna came Vrindavan.
Very nice, Mataji.
Boom.
Good job. Very nice. So when Krishna came to, when they appeared in this material world 5,000 years back, right? They were separate identities. Radha was somewhere, Krishna was somewhere, and Krishna had to leave Mathura, like Brajbhumi, and he went to Krishna had to leave Vrindavan. He went to Mathura, then he went to Dwaraka, and they acted as if they're completely different. So that's what Kaviraj Goswami is mentioning here. They separated themselves. Now these two transcendental identities now means in this Kali Yuga around 500 years back, what happened? These two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So how did they form? How Sri Krishna Chaitanya formed is, I bow down to him, that personality, who has manifested himself with the sentiment or the emotions of and the complexion of Srimati Radharani. Krishna wanted to feel the devotion of Srimati Radharani. So even though he is Krishna, but his emotions he carried, and the emotions and the complexion, two things from Radharani he took. Emotions of Radharani towards Krishna, sentiments or emotions of Radharani towards Krishna, he brought it, and the color, the complexion of Radharani. Radharani is Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. So she's Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi. When the gold was hot, when you heat that gold, right, that molten gold had a different luster, that yellowish golden luster. That luster was Srimati Radharani. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna took that luster and also the sentiments and emotions of Srimati Radharani and appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's Krishna himself, but he has borrowed those two things, or he has brought those two things with him. Desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachidevi as the moon appeared from the ocean. So, this is what we're discussing in the previous verse, right? So, desiring to understand the glories of Radharani's love, he wanted to understand why, how Srimati Radharani can love me so much. I want, like, this is the feeling you get. Like, if someone likes you so much, sometimes you feel like, okay, like, why that person likes me so much? We want to feel, we want to understand. So that's why Krishna wanted to feel how Srimati Radharani is loving me so much. And the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love. So Krishna wants to know, look, I have some qualities, but Srimati Radharani wants to relish those qualities. So what are those qualities? I want to understand. I want to feel them. And the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love. So when all these things, like, this is like a real lover, right? In the material world also we see, say, there is no real lover. Material world is like ending. There is, it's not permanent, but in temporary situations, like in this material world also, if you see, if there is some love, the people have that, um people want to experience that kind of love, right? But here it is a pure love from Srimati Radharani, and this is between Srimati Radharani and Krishna. So Krishna wanted to experience it. He doesn't get to experience that such love, because he is the Atmarama, and also he is, by himself is self-satisfied. But sometimes he wants to feel how the devotees, especially a devotee like Srimati Radharani, is feeling for him. What kind of feeling she has for him. So that is what Krishna wants to experience. That's why he appeared in the womb of Mother Sachi, as the moon arises from the ocean. What a explanation, right? What an analogy, right? A beautiful ocean, let's see, in the evening. It's getting a little darker, and you see the moon rising from the ocean. So that's basically showing the, how beautiful, how good the appearance of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. So what is this verse? Maze, now he is moving to Nityanandaram. So he has covered, in the first verse he has glorified Panchatattva. He picked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form, how it all formed. Now he is moving to the next personality, who is Sri Nityanandaram. Okay. May Sri Nityanandarama be the object of my constant remembrance. Sankarshana, Sheshanaga, and the Vishnus who lie on the Karana ocean, Garbha ocean, and the ocean of milk are his planetary portions, and the portion of his planetary portions. Right? So beautiful. So Sri Nityananda Ram is none other than Balarama or Sankarshana. So from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sorry, so from Sri Krishna we get Balaram Sankarshan. From Sankarshan, we get Vishnus, right? Mahavishnu and Kshirodakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, right? So these, Kaviraj Goswami is glorifying Nityananda Ram, and is telling that Nityananda Ram is, should be my object of, my constant object of my constant remembrance. Why? Because Adi Guru is Nityananda Ram, Adi Guru is Balaram. So Guru, whenever you see the personality of Godhead, is Krishna. To reach to Krishna, there is some medium. That medium is Guru. So that Guru is Nityananda Ram in this scenario. That's why he's telling me, let him be the object of my constant remembrance. So if there is, without a Guru, there is no progress towards uh, God, right? So that's why he's praying, and he's requesting that his memory be a, completely involved, or let him remember the form of Nityananda Ram. And who is Nityananda Ram? Nityananda Ram is none other than Sankarshana. Who is Sankarshana? Sankarshana is the one whose planetary and planetary portions, the portions of his planetary portions are the Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Kshirodakshay Vishnu, right? So that is Nityananda Ram. Nityananda Ram ki jai. Next one. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Rama, who is known as Sankarshana in the midst of Chaturvyuha, consisting of Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Padhyumna, Aniruddha. He possesses full appearances and resides in Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. So, the continuation and the remembrance and the glorification of Nityananda Ram is continuing in this verse also. Kaviraj Goswami is glorifying Nityananda Ram, and he's saying that Nityananda Ram is none other than Sankarshana. Sankarshana, who is Sankarshana now? Sankarshana is in the Chaturvyuha form of Lord Krishna, or Balaram transforms into Chaturvyuha. The first Chaturvyuha is consists of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. So Vasudeva is Krishna himself, and Sankarshana is Balram, and Pradyumna, Aniruddha. There are a lot of descriptions. We'll get into those details. He possesses full appearances and resides in Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. So that is Nityananda Ram. Okay. So the continuation, again the third verse on Nityananda Ram. I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose partial representation called Karanodakshaya Vishnu, lying on the Karana ocean, is the original Purusha, the master of the illusory energy and the shelter of all the universes. This is the point where we have to understand a little bit. So Nityananda Ram's planary portion is Karanodakshaya Vishnu. Okay, who is Karanodakshaya Vishnu? We have gone through chapters, Canto 2, Canto 3, the creation or the of this cosmic manifestation. So in this cosmic world, um, Karanodakshaya Vishnu is also called as Mahavishnu. So this Mahavishnu is a planetary portion of Nityandaram or Sankarshana. So this Mahavishnu or Karanodakshaya Vishnu, uh, when he exhales, right? यश्चैक निश्वसितकालमथावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविलजः जगदण्डनाथ विष्णुर्महांश इह यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. So this is the Brahma Samhita verse. यश्चैक निश्वसितकालमथावलम्ब्य. When the Mahavishnu exhales, forget about inhale, he is exhaling all this creation, all the millions and millions of universes comes out of the pores. They come out of the pores of Mahavishnu. That Mahavishnu is Karanadaksha Vishnu or Mahavishnu. Okay. So all the living entities, what we are seeing here today, the living entities are the living beings, are the life we are seeing in these material worlds, not this earth, not only this earth, not only this universe. I'm talking about the millions of universes. They are existing because Mahavishnu is exhaling. Meaning, how much time do we exhale? We take like maybe 20 seconds exhale, right? If you are a yoga expert, maybe a minute or two in the exhale. That's it. That's the maximum we have. 60 seconds. That's what we exhale, maximum time. And immediately we have to inhale. But think about Mahavishnu. He's exhaling for eons of time. During his exhale, all the life is there. The moment he takes a breath in, when he starts inhaling, everything will wrap up and everything will go in. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? That is the duration of Mahavishnu, who is a planary portion of Sankarshana. That's what Kaviraj Goswami is explaining here. So, and Sudat Nityananda Ram or Sankarshana, he is paying obeisances. The next one is, I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, a partial part of whom is Garbhodakshai Vishnu. From the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu sprouts a lotus that is the birthplace of Brahma, the engineer of the universe. The stem of that lotus is the resting place of the multitude of planets. So the continuation of the glorification of Nityananda Ram is going on. He's saying that the partial part, Nityananda Ram, whose partial part is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So now with the Mahavishnu or Karnodakshaya Vishnu, all the universes appeared during the exhale period of Karnadaksha Vishnu, and in each and every universe, Garbhodaksha Vishnu enters, right? That is the part of planetary portion of Nityanandaram. That Garbhodaksha Vishnu lies on the Garbhodaka ocean of that universe. Every universe will have a Garbhodaka ocean. At the bottom of that universe, there is a Garbhodaka ocean. On the top of that Garbhodaka ocean, Garbhodaka Vishnu will be lying on Ananta Shesha. Okay. So what is the specialty of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu? The specialty of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is uh, lotus stem sprouts from his navel, and that stem goes all the way to the top of the universe, meaning from the top to the bottom of the universe, right? That stem is there, and the branches from the stem forms the different planetary uh, yeah different yeah different planetary portions, like basically different planets, sorry, the different planes are formed on these branches, and each and every plane will have multiple planets on each one of them. So that is the greatness of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. He was lying somewhere in the bottom of that ocean, not bottom of the ocean, but on the top of the water. Bottom of the ocean will have the Garbhodaka Jala or Garbhodaka waters, and the Garbhodaka waters, Garbhodaka Shayi Vishnu is lying down from the navel pit of Garbhodaka Shayi Vishnu. The lotus flower or lotus stem sprouts, and from on the top you see a lotus flower, and that lotus flower is how big? That lotus flower is the residence of Brahmaji for that universe, right? We have our universe is called as Chaturmukha Brahma Loka. The one, the Brahma, this Loka or this universe is the universe of Chaturmukha Brahma. Chaturmukha Brahma means the Brahma with four heads. Okay, that means there are so many universes where the Brahmas have 100 heads, one head, thousand heads, million heads. Meaning, do you understand what I mean? So, depending upon the size of the universe, I think, or the amount of work that is required to manage that universe, the Brahmas are created, and this the Chaturmukha Brahma universe is our universe, and all the basically Garbhodaksha Vishnu appears in each and every universe, and the stem sprouts from the navel of him, and the top of that stem will have a lotus flower. The lotus flower is so big it becomes a loka, Satyaloka, are the residents of Brahmaji. And we also studied that it is so big that Brahmaji wanted to see, like, who am I, where did I come from, and what am I doing? And he wants to find a path. He wants to see how is it connected. He starts walking down from the lotus flower for a lot of time, for a long time. He doesn't find an end to it. So he thinks, okay, let me go back. He goes back, and then Krishna gives him the knowledge to tapa. So just to meditate. So that is Garbhodaksha Vishnu. That is the magnitude of, comparatively, if you see, that is the magnitude, that is the uh, size, what we're talking here. Okay, that is Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And that Garbhodaksha Vishnu is the planary portion of Sankarsana or Nityanandaram. So that is what Kaviraj Goswami is explaining here. In the next verse, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityanandaram, again Nityanandaram, whose secondary part is Vishnu lying in the ocean of milk. That Shirodakshaya Vishnu is the super soul of all living entities and the maintainer of all the universes. Sheshanaga is his further subpart. You understand? So now that we talked about Karnadakshaya Vishnu, who is also called as Mahavishnu, who is lying on the Karna ocean. Now, the second Vishnu we talked about is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who is in each and every, who appears in each and every universe. He is lying on the Garbhodaka ocean, and he is Garbhodaka ocean, and he is yeah. From him, the Brahmaji appears, and the lotus stem, and all the universes appear. Right now, now he's paying obeisances to Lord. Shirodakshai Vishnu. Shirodakshai Vishnu. We all say, right? We all see the movies, and we understand that Vishnu appears in the uh, milk ocean. Okay. So this is the ocean in this universe. There is a planet called as Shirodaka planet, or that's where they say Dhruva Maharaja's pole star is also close to that Shirodaka planet. So in that planet, there is a Shirodaka ocean. It's a ocean made of milk. Okay, in that milk again, Shirodaka Shai Vishnu is lying down, and Shirodaka Shai Vishnu is none other than the he appears as a super soul in each and every living entities. If you remember, in the second verse or third verse, he says that Krishna is, Kaviraj Goswami says that Krishna is the one who appears as a he gave the three forms of, devotees see the Krishna appearing in three forms. The one is a effulgence form, and the second one is Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, right? So the second one is Paramatma, and he says in there only Paramatma is a planetary portion or the part and sub-part of Sri Krishna. So similarly here, that Paramatma is a form of Kshirodaksha Vishnu. He was sitting, he'll be sitting with the living entity or the soul in this material world, and keeps watching as it explains in Bhagavad Gita, as I told already, two birds on a branch. One bird is enjoying the material activities, the other bird is just watching and guiding the soul. So, super soul of all living entities and the maintainer of all the universes. Sheshanaga is further part. So, Sheshanaga is the further part of his incarnation, Sri Nityananda Rams. Now, um, this is a verse where Kaviraj Goswami has, I told you about the five personalities. In the first verse, he talked about or five personalities. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, Sri Nityananda Ram, who is Balram or Sankarshan's incarnation, and the third personality is Advaita Acharya. So Advaita Acharya, as he said here, Lord Advaita Acharya is the incarnation of Mahavishnu. Karnodaka Vishnu, Karnodaksha Vishnu, whom we said or discussed in the three verses before this verse, is that Karnadaksha Vishnu is the one, when he exhales, the whole material universes are appeared. So the incarnation of that Karnadaksha Vishnu is Lord Advaita himself, whose main function is to create the cosmic world through the actions of Maya. So by the glance of Mahavishnu or Karnadaksha Vishnu, um, this this world or the material creation gets impregnated, and with the time and with the glance of the Lord, we understood this in Canto 2. There is a lot of description and detailed description in there of Srimad Bhagavatam. But anyway, so Lord Advaita Acharya is none other than that Mahavishnu, and he's paying obeisance to that Mahavishnu. Then the next verse again, Kaviraj Goswami explains and prays to Advaita Acharya again. He says that because he is non-different from Hari, the Supreme Lord, he is called Advaita. So what is Advaita? Dvaita means two. Advaita means only one. There is no two, one. So because Mahavishnu is none other than Hari himself, Hari means Sri Krishna himself, there is no difference. Basically, it means that there is no difference between Karnadaksha Vishnu and Krishna. He's the same personality, just a planetary portion, right? There is no Dvaita, no Dvaita, there is no two. There are only one person. And because that personality has taken an incarnation in this material world during this Kali Yuga, he is called as Advaita. There is no Dvaita, it's only one, single personality. And because he propagates the cult of devotion, he is called Acharya. Advaita Acharya. He's just giving the definition of Advaita and Acharya. Because Advaita is because he's that Vishnu and Krishna doesn't have any differentiation. They're not two personalities, only one personality. That's why it's called Advaita. Acharya is because he's propagating the cult of devotion. He'll We'll see in the coming verses, coming chapters, what a great role Sri Advaita Acharya plays in in these pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is called Acharya. He is the Lord and the incarnation of Lord's devotee. Therefore, I take shelter of him. Okay. Now, this is super important to understand. He is the Lord, okay, and the incarnation of the Lord's devotee. What does this mean? We know Sri Krishna has appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We said that he is an incarnation of Radha and Krishna because Krishna wanted to experience the uh, transcendental mellows or the love Srimati Radharani experiences from Sri Krishna. Krishna was aloof from it. He was always thinking what attracts Radharani, right? That's why he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with the emotions and the love for Krishna from Radharani. He borrowed those two things, right? The luster or the complexion of Srimati Radharani and the love and emotions of Srimati Radharani. Now here, that we understand, that's two personalities, they came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Advaita Acharya, why it is saying he is the Lord, we understood. The first line says that Advaitam, because he is the Hari, he is Krishna himself, because there is no difference between the um, Karnodaksha Vishnu and Krishna. That's why it says um, Hari. That makes sense. He's a Lord. No problem. That we understood. But what is the second part? And the incarnation of the Lord's devotee, because he is the combination of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. Sadashiva is a great devotee of Lord himself, right? So that's why his incarnation or the combination of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva, this part is explained very deeply in Chaitanya Bhagavata. Okay, so we can from the references from there we can understand this has been explained there very well. Okay, so now next verse. Now he glorified three personalities. He first defined the Panchatattva and he glorified three personalities, and he's coming back to the Panchatattva again. Now he's saying Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupasvarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. He's explaining all the five Panchatattva. So I offer my obeisances to the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is non-different from his features as devotee. Okay, devotional incarnation, devotional manifestation, pure devotee, and devotional energy. So he's saying that I pay obeisances to Supreme Lord Krishna, who has incarnated as a devotee. Okay, that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Devotional incarnation is Nityananda Ram, and devotional manifestation is again devotional manifestation is Advaita Acharya. Pure devotee is Gadadhar Pandit, and devotional energy is Narada Muni, who is Srivas Thakur. So that is the prayer here. Now, after this, so Panchatattva he has glorified in the Mangala Charana. Then he'll go forward to three primary deities of Vrindavan. Okay, who are those three primary deities? Radha Madan Mohanji, Radha गोविंद जी राधा गोपीनाथ जी सो जयतम सुरतो पंगोर मम मंदमतेर्गति वत्सर्वस्व पदाम्बुजौ राधा मदन मोहनौ. Glory to all the merciful Radha and Madan Mohana. I am lame and ill advised, yet they are my directors, and their lotus feet are everything to me. So he's praying and remembering the Radha Madana Mohana Murti from Sri Vrindavan. Sri Vrindavan, after Krishna left this world, his grandson Vajranabha, right? Vajranabha came and he wanted to establish something for the ages to come, for the generations to come. He wanted to have a good replica or something for Krishna himself. Then um, at that point of time, there was only one devotee who had seen Lord Krishna directly, right? After Kurukshetra war, a lot of people died, and whoever were left, they also left this material world. They have gone away, but the only one person who had seen um, Krishna very closely or directly was his mother. Um, yeah, what's his mother's name? Yeah, Vajranabha. Oh, no, what was his grandmother, who is the wife of Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu's wife is okay. I'm forgetting the name.
Uttara.
Uttara, yeah. Uttara was the only one. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, Uttara was the only one who had seen like Vajranabh's grandmother, right? So she was the one who has no, no, sorry, I'm mixing up the stories. Yeah, Vajranabha is a grandson of Krishna, but Uttara was a wife of Parikshit. Uttara was the only one who was living at that point of time. So uh, he contacted Mother Uttara and asked her, "Can you please guide me? I have seen Krishna, so I want to. I have made these three sets of deities. Please recognize like who, like which deity represents Krishna here." Then Mother Uttara explained him that the Radha Madana Mohan deities, what you have carved or what you have gotten, uh, their lotus feet were exactly like Krishna when he was in this world. Then the chest part, the middle part of Radha Govindji is exactly like Krishna, and the face of Krishna was Radha Gopinathji. So that was the explanation she gave. So that is the these deities went disappeared from this material world for a long time. Then all these stories will come. Okay, I'm just going ahead, but all these stories will come. So these deities were discovered again by this Shat Goswami, like six Goswamis, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They had the one of the goals or one of um, the one of the jobs that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had given to those Goswamis were to discover the pastimes of like the pastime areas of Krishna, like in Vrindavan. He sent them to Vrindavan, asked them to look after for the pastimes and the location sthalis. All the sthalis are the places where Krishna has visited, what kind of pastimes they have performed. So they were empowered to do that activity, and in that process, they got these deities again back. You know, they were disappeared somewhere. But Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, all these Goswamis, they brought these deities back into life. So that is that Radha Madan Mohanji, whose lotus feet represents the real Krishna. He's glorifying that Radha Madan Mohanji. Okay. Jayatam Sarato Pango, Mama Mandamater Gati, Vasarvasapadam Bajao, Radha Madan Mohanao. The next prayer is this. All these prayers we have to remember and recite every day, right? Because we follow ISKCON, we get this Srila Prabhupada quotes in one point. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas, these three deities are very dear to them, and we have to remember these verses. Okay. दिव्याद् वृन्दारण्य कल्पद्रुमदः श्रीमद् रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद् राधा शील गोविंद देवो पृष्ठालभि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि. Okay. In the temple of jewels in Vrindavana, underneath a desire tree, Sri Sri Radha Govinda, served by their most confidential associates, sit upon an effulgent throne. I offer my obeisances unto them. So he's remembering Radha Govindaji, whose chest is like a real, represent the real chest of Lord Krishna, right? He's remembering these deities and he's paying obeisances to these deities before proceeding or before writing. It's a Mangalacharana. It's like invoking in auspiciousness from these prayers. Okay. And the third verse is for Radha Gopinathji. He says, Sriman रासरसारंभी वंशी वटतटस्थितः कर्षन्वेणुर्सुनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथश्रेयस्सुनः. So Sri Srila Gopinatha, who originated the transcendental melody of the rasa dance, stands on the shore in the Vamshi Vata and attracts the attention of the cowherd damsels with the sound of his celebrated flute. May they all confer upon us their benedictions. So, Kaviraj Goswami is again getting benedictions or prayer. He's praying for the blessings from all these deities, three deities, Radha Gopinathji, Radha Govindji, and Radha Madan Mohanji. And um, he'll continue with the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So with this, I want to stop here. Basically, this will move on and goes into the explanation, detailed explanation of all these prayers, what he has done so far. And yeah, very nice. At least we completed the Mangalacharana part, a summary of the Mangalacharana part today. And thank you once again for all the devotees for joining this call. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Harikishore, for wonderfully explaining these verses. Dear devotees, you have any questions, any concerns, comments? Can any reflections? Anything you would like to add? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you have explained very well all this sloka, so we know what is this in sloka, all the vandana, and it is very clearly explained. Thank you for explaining nicely.
Thank you, Niru Mataji. You were always there for inspiration. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance all for institution of Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Dhanyavad, Prabhu. Prabhu, my question is, we have Caitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, right? And it's called the PhD of
Right.
devotional scriptures. We also have, prior to that was the Chaitanya Bhagavat, correct? By Vrindavan Thakur. So, Prabhu, I'm trying to understand, if there are any, of course, the similarities are both like a biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But, what is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita which is not covered in Chaitanya Bhagavat and vice versa, Prabhu? Any idea?
Thank you, Prabhuji. I have not gone through the Chaitanya Bhagavat, right?
Okay.
But I have got a summary, or some Vaishnavas explains that Chaitanya Bhagavat has Chaitanya Charitamrita is a streamlined devotional representation, or the devotional explanation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life and pastimes. Chaitanya Bhagavat has many more detailed descriptions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastimes only, Prabhuji. But that's I heard it's more detailed than Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I think, Samesh Prabhu, do you know, or do you have any other thing to add?
Yeah, Chaitanya Bhagavat is more detail about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Balya Lila, the pastimes which was manifested in the childhood. Bhagavat Vrindavan Das Thakur detailed that in detail. And also the pastimes which was not mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita is also mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also made sure that there's replication of, but some are there in the context of. Otherwise, various other pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is not in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, is there in Chaitanya Bhagavat. More elaboration of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's the childhood pastime, more in Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Okay, Prabhu, thank you. So Chaitanya Charitamrita has the Madhya and the Adi Lila, so his entire life story.
Chaitanya Charitamrita also has Adi Lila. There are some portions, but not so elaborate.
Yeah. Correct. So it is his entire life story.
More in Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Okay. Whereas the Bhagavat has only more in the how do you say, Adi Lila, the childhood stories.
I'll tell you that this is a complete edition. Of course.
Prabhu, can you repeat? You broke off. Sorry.
I have Chaitanya Bhagavat. And this is basically, it is considered as Adi Kand. That's what it is, right? And Adhya Kand, Madhya Kand, and Andhya Kand. Also, Chaitanya Bhagavat is like that.
Okay.
And Chaitanya Bhagavat, almost like, almost lots of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, the childhood pastimes are made. So, Chaitanya Charitamrita is Lila, Adi Lila, Madhya Lila, Andhya Lila. This is in a Khanda, like Ramayana Khanda.
Okay. So
And
the Bhagavad will Prabhu also have Mahaprabhu taking sannyas and his Jagannath Puri pastimes and everything else.
That's all there. Yeah. So the Adi Khand is mentioning about summary of the appearance of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the horoscope of Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, name giving ceremony, the Brahmins feed the Mai, Nimai begins study and performs mischief, sannyas and Sri Vishwarupa. So there are lots of information of Vishwarup in the Chaitanya Bhagavad. And Sri Misra returns to spiritual world. That is Jagannath Misra. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's parents. That is not there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that we can see here in Chaitanya Bhagavad. And then childhood and pilgrims of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, the marriage of Nimai and Lakshmi Priya, the Nimai meet Ishwarapuri, and Nimai wanders throughout the Navadip. Nimai defeats the Digvijaya Pandit, and this we can see here also in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. And the departure of Lakshmi Priya, Nimai marries Sri Vishnu Priya, then glories of Sri Haridas Thakur, and Vishwambara travels to Gaya. Then Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu starting the Sankirtan. That's all you can see in detail, actually, in very, very deep, all those.
Okay. So is it correct to understand, Prabhu, that Bhagavad is more advanced than Charitamrita?
I mean, Srila Prabhupada more recommended Chaitanya Charitamrita wants to read because of that's more on the philosophical side of it, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Even though it depicts the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's the entire, the life story, but more we can grasp on a philosophical, on tattva side, on the knowledge base and tattva, the principle side that we can understand from Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Got it. Got it. Thanks, Prabhu. Thanks for clarifying.
No problem.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam to everyone.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
So Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu is nice, described nicely, read it also. Just my request, one thing that it will be very realizable if we read the original poetry, whatever the poetry Sridas Kaviraj wrote. And like that in Bhagavatam we read the Sanskrit, then read the translation. Not only the translation, it will be very realizable if you read that particular poetry also.
That's right, Prabhuji. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Ashish Karna, Jagannath Prabhu. I also like that way only. Today was a little impromptu for me, so I was not prepared to read those verses. But eventually, yes, I also recommend or I also request Semeshwar Prabhu to follow that path. And today I was not prepared to do the Prabhuji. That's my fault, and I'm sorry for that.
No, nothing sorry, Prabhu. Just it will be very realistic. Like that, Adi Gadadhar Prabhu also read something sometimes. It is very realistic. That's why.
Yeah. It's this.
No, what was the question? I didn't hear that. What was Rajos mentioning?
Prabhuji is mentioning we should go verse by verse and read the verses and relish the literature and the poetry of this Chaitanya Charitamrita with the explanation, like what we do in the mornings, right? Srimad Bhagavatam, we read the verses, repeat it
Because
twice.
these verses didn't have any purport.
Right.
These verses only had the meaning and the translation and the word by word meaning. That's it's went like that, right?
Yeah, but he wanted to go more on the verses, setting verses kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but I skipped it. I was rushing, so.
Yeah, so we put together like that. Maybe in a one class, maybe we can take 3-4 verses, like that.
Right. Yeah.
Especially Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is a big, like and there. So there are many verses didn't have the purport. So usually what the ISKCON follows that if there is no purport, we continue, taking those verses, and whenever there's a purport, so that we can discuss on that, so that we don't deviate from or we don't put our own, statements. This was the purpose. So when there is a purport of Srila Prabhupada, then we elaborate that to make them more understandable for the audience. Right. So that's the sequence of when our acharyas or our Swamiji or our Srila Prabhupada's disciples, when they take the class, they follow that, and we also follow that. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Anything else? Anybody else like to add? Okay. Thank you so much. And also wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Please continue. Tomorrow we'll have a class. And if there is no class, then I'll send the message out. So please watch for it. Tomorrow there is a program at Subal Prabhu's house, and I know that many people are going. So yeah, we'll see that what is the situation tomorrow. And I requested to the Madhuri Prabhu. I don't know if he's back. I don't know what his condition, but I'll check with him. So accordingly, we'll arrange. And thank you. Let's pray together. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo jai. Indira Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Pada ki jai. Ananda Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari.